Alright, here's your crash course into Manychat. I basically started my bot from scratch here so you can kind of see what it's going to be looking like. And so when you come into Manychat, it gives you the opportunity to connect the bot. So basically what's going to happen is if I type it, let's see here what happens. It's going to take me to our dashboard. This is basically all the bots that I have that I can connect with, that I'm overseeing. And so you just say add a new page and select your Facebook page. And then if you want to upgrade to Pro, do that. I haven't upgraded yet because I want to show you everything from scratch. So starting on the top, this is your dashboard. This is where you will see how many users are subscribed, active, as well as net subscribers, subscribers and unsubscribers. So this is where you're going to see just a quick overview. Audience will be everyone that's in your bot. So if I click on this, I will see that this guy, which is myself, there will be a picture, if there is a picture available, and any custom fields that will be here, how they opted in, they subscribe to whatever sequences you subscribe them to. Remember, we're going to talk a lot about channels and subscriptions to stuff and tags stuff in the next few videos, so just bear with me. And you can initiate a chat from here. Now, again, just be aware that there are rules that Facebook says you have to follow when you communicate with your audience. Live chat. So if someone typed something and the bot could not answer, you want to program it to create a live chat. And in that live chat, you'll see open chats and done chats. And this is where you can basically do a chat outside of the pre-programmed things as a live person. Growth tools is the power of bots. And so there are a few growth tools you can use, and without going onto another website, there is a bar. So these are what's called overlay widgets. So, and let me just say, if you start with one of this, you can easily change it to any one of these ones you created by just coming in here and changing it. All the different categories will have, you can go from one category to another category though necessarily. But I can say, I want on my landing page of my website, I want right on the top constantly be something to say, hey, chat with us in Messenger and send a message. Or I can do a slide in, and then I can say, okay, as a slide in, I want to keep it blue, I want it large or small or medium. You can just kind of see what the button will look like. And you can even add another image to it. And you can say I want the background to be whatever color you want it to be. And then you can see it slides in now. I want it to be, you want to slide from there, or you want to slide in from wherever position. You're probably very familiar with this on some websites. You want it to slide in when it's a certain percentage scrolled, or you want to slide in immediately, or seconds pass. But these are how this is going to slide in. Once you slide in, so I'm just going to add that picture there so you can see the picture. Uploading, okay, great. So that's a bad picture, but that's what it will look like if that's slid in. All right, so now you say once they submit it, it's going to turn green. It's going to say, hey, thank you for contacting us. This is very important, opt-in messages, and I will, as we create bots, show you how to create opt-in messages that use a double opt-in system. But in essence, you tell people, hey, you subscribed, and hey, if you want to, there's a way to unsubscribe. And then you can go into the setup, which means you're going to have certain codes to post into the coding of your website, JavaScript and so forth and so on. And again, as we build these things out, I will also, and some live chats in the group. So if you're not part of the group yet, Church Chatbots Bootcamp with Levies Vander, I'm going to, from time to time, build something out live. And so this is some of the topics I will be covering in there, and you can look at the videos there. So going back to growth tools here, I don't want to save that. Let me just show you again some of the options. And I'm not pro, so I can only do 4. So I'm going to have to delete one or change one. So I go to settings, just click on it here. And okay, so we started with a bar. I said, no, I don't want it to be a bar now. I want it to be sliding or modal. Modal means it comes in more like in the middle of the screen, right? Then I want it to be maybe a page takeover. So at this point in time, it shows up and it blacks everything else out. I forced them to do this. How you use this, oh my goodness, that's entirely up to you. All right, we can also make it maybe a button. So if it's a button on your page, it's going to show up in a specific place. You need a little bit more coding experience on your web page to do that, but this could be a great way on your web page to have people actually communicate with you through a button, or you can have it as a, again, almost like the slide in, but now it's a permanent box sitting there. All right. Many options to play around with when you create these tools. Now I'm going to delete this tool because I want to show you some others. So let me go back in here, delete it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and delete this as well. All right, so here's one that they already created. It's called an example pop-up. So it's one of the modal categories. And well, sorry, that's the same as we created earlier. I got confused between this and another one. Let me just go ahead and create a new one. So a new growth tool. We're going to talk about landing pages. So that is, if you don't have a website, you want to create a landing page, and you can literally have a landing page that's going to have a website, like a little I'm going to show you here. So it's going to have a link. So I can say Manychat.com L2. That L stands for landing 2. So I can make this and make a very, very basic landing page. And even put my Facebook pixel on here and track people visiting it so I can retarget them with other communication styles, okay, when it comes to paid advertising. I haven't used this because I use other software for landing pages, but if you're starting out, might not be bad to have that there. Maybe if you want to use a landing page to promote a specific event coming up, like a youth camp or something else, you might want to put that there just with some basic information. All right, let's create another one. Messenger ref URLs. This is probably one of the most widely used ones. You basically, just like with a landing page where there was a lander, what does here is you can post in a group or in a message that someone else share. You can create a ref URL. So I'm going to take this ref URL, and when they click on it, it takes me into Messenger, where it goes into the flow of the message. So you can say, here's my Messenger, last conversation I had with myself, testing this out, and that's the message, and now I'm into the flow. Ref URLs are super powerful, and if you're smart, you can use custom parameters like, let's see if this would work, hashtag prayer. So if I make that the hashtag and I say save, okay, so I need to take the hashtag away, but just prayer. So now it's going to be m.me/levies.vander (ref equals prayer). And so if someone type that in, they're going to come into the flow into Messenger straight away, and the conversation about prayer can start with them, whatever that flow looked like. What it will be is I'll have an opt-in message, and that opt-in message, I'm going to go to Flow Builder here. Once they click here, and we can say, okay, it's going to go automatically to another step. So, hey, welcome, and I'm going to say, let's put a little type there for 3 seconds. And it's going to send a message. It's going to say, do you have a prayer request for us today? And I can say a quick response, yes, I do, or no, I hit the wrong button. Oops, see, that's a little bit long. Oops. Wrong button. All right, so now what I do here is, and this is what I love about Manychat, is the flow. So I gave them an option to click on. So now I say here, great, we are honored that you want us to pray with you. Okay, so now if I had a pro account, I would put a user input block here. And then what would happen is, instead of having this block, I would actually copy that text, delete that, paste it in here. I kind of always like having a little delay just so it looks more like a human interaction. So I put that on the top. You cannot end with that. You have to be on the top. And then I can say, okay, I want this free input here to be put in a field that we're gonna call, I'm gonna call this church chatbots underscore prayer request field. Okay, so now I didn't type that. Prayer request field, and I don't have to type that because it's obvious. So they're gonna, whatever they type in here is gonna be put in here, and I'm gonna add an action, which is I want to tag them as let's see, they submitted prayer request. Okay, why do I do this tag? Because now if I want to at the end of the week send everyone that submitted a prayer request a message, I can go later on into broadcast and create a broadcast and select only those people and say, hey, just want to let you know our prayer team prayed for you this week, and if there's any update, let us know. That's where this tag comes in, okay? And you're going to learn more about that in tagging and user fields. We basically use both those things right now, and it's another video. Okay, let's jump down to another growth tool. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. If you're familiar with coding and you want to do this inside of Messenger, you can use JSON tools. It's a pro feature. You can use Facebook Messenger code, which is pretty amazing too. I'm not going to go into that much now. There's a whole, I mean, listen, Manychat as a company already did phenomenal training on all of these. You can create a checkbox on your website, so when they submit a form, it automatically confirms that in Messenger. Facebook comments are phenomenal. Inside of your page, you can say, hey, do you want to find out more information about baptism? Reply with the word baptism. And on that post on your Facebook page, when they type the word baptism, immediately they come back into the flow here and you can follow up. And lastly, you can put a customer chat button on your website, just like you see on a lot of websites. So quick overview of the growth tools. Now broadcasting. Here's where you will create a new broadcast, and so we'll use that tag that I used earlier, except for no one is going to have it right now, but I'm going to create a little post and say, hey, we prayed for you, let us know how God intervened in the situation. Right? So that's the message they're gonna get. You can create extra pictures, anything else there. There are a lot of things that you can use here. And then let's say go to next. So now I want to say this is, and again, we're going to talk about rules later as we build these things. And sorry for my Slack. Let me sign out of that if I can. Oh well, don't worry about it now. So you get a little look behind the scenes of everything going on my screen. There are rules as to how many times you can communicate with people inside of a certain time frame. It's typically once someone replied or clicked on a button and they interacted or they typed, you can do one more message in, and then within 20 or after 24 hours you can only do one more message. You can do message as much as what you want within 24 hours, but after 24 hours, just one. It's called 24 plus one. So those plus one messages cannot happen as promotional messages if it's outside a 24-hour time frame, or if it's a follow-up, it could be something different. So again, all the rules are here. You can just read through them and click through them. But I'm going to say my target audience is an audience with the tag submit a prayer request. And it will be is, and then if that happens, I'm gonna say send now, or I can schedule that. This is Monday morning, that I can say, all right, I want to schedule it for Friday at this time, and I say apply. Oops, no one fit that criteria. That's correct, because no one signed up. And then I would say schedule message if there were people like that. I can always preview anything that I do as well by clicking on a preview button. Once it's scheduled, and then it will show up in your messenger as well. All right, auto posting. This is what I talked about in one of our videos and channels, and in fact, it's going to come up in video 10 quite a bit. But you can create a channel, for instance, with the following features. So if you have a YouTube channel, anytime you post a video on YouTube, and you can create a channel here. So I'm going to do that quickly. I'm going to call it CC YouTube. You can even tag when you post from other people's YouTube channels. I wouldn't do it, but you can. And I can say, oh, sorry, it should be the account. So let's do, oh, word. Let's go find a YouTube account, youtube.com. Who shall we use? Does YouVersion have one? Let's see YouVersion. Alright, great. So YouVersion has a YouTube account. So I'm just going to take that, copy that over, and paste it in here, and add the YouTube channel. So now, anytime someone subscribes to this, they're going to get it. So I'm going to say it's active right now. It's going to be regular push notification, only one notification, or either different options there. Send it all at the same time. And who wants this? I can say people that tagged and said they want inspirational videos from Bible studies or whatever. Or I can say all males, all based on age maybe, or the teenagers, or whatever the case might be. Or people that subscribe to a sequence. And then they're going to get that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly go in here and subscribe to it. So let's see if I can quickly do that. I'm in my Facebook here, and then we go to messages. Actually, let me just go to Messenger. Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, how do I do this channels? Oh, I'm already subscribed here. So what you would do is you would create a flow, which I didn't do right now, or some automation, which I'm going to go to in a second, where people can sign up for this. So let's go to that. Automation, you have a main menu, and you are limited if you have a free account, but you can do quite a bit of menus and sub menus if you do the pro account. Default replies, this is if someone comes in, let me send this, so I'm going to quickly show you. Send to Messenger. Alright, so here comes my Messenger, it just showed up. Hey Levis, Vander typically reply in 1 day. If you want to ask something, just press talk to a human. Now, what happens is, I can change this, and I can say, hey, no one is available right now, but we'll get to you as soon as we can. I can mark the conversation as open. And so now look here, I'm going to go to live chats. I'm going to tap here and say, talk to a human. Okay, just type your message and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now that is part of the flow, out of the automation, the standard default reply. That's what was here. Okay, just type your message and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And now there's a live chat that's open with me. So at this point in time, I'm taken out of any sequence. Automation is paused. I can pause it for 30 minutes so that once I'm done here, we can chat back and forth, and it's not going to mess up any sequence they were in. Any questions need to be asked further on, or I can exit out of that. All right. So that's just a quick view there of how that is. I can assign this to different admins if there are different admins, or I can say, okay, this conversation is done, and now I can look at done conversations and follow conversations people had with me before. All right, and the more automation, you have a welcome message that you can set up. You have keywords. This is super powerful. We're going to talk a lot about this in video 10. So here's one. Hello, hi, howdy. If those keywords are typed, any one of those, I'm going to create a new reply, and it's going to be, hey, and then I'm going to select first name. So, hey Levis, how are you today? Hope you're well. How can I help you? And then I might create something like, show me some chat tips, which will be a flow that they might go into. Or let's do this. We'll do this one here. Sign me up. Oops, sorry. Sign me up for youth camp. All this can be done, whatever. So you can now. Oh, let's just say, call it. Can I call you? All right. So can I call you? So now here I'm gonna put the telephone number. 555 5555. Done. So now if they're in the chat, and this one I'm gonna be. So this is going to flow. I'm going to go to my flow builder quickly, show you how easy it is. This one is going to make a call, and this one is going to take them to a message, say, okay. And then I'm going to have a whole lot more there, but I'm not going to type that out now. Come back later on, and we'll do that. So this is too long. Show me chat tips. And it's green, it's good to go. I'm going to publish this. I'm going to preview this. You can see inside my messenger, it just popped up. All right, great. How can I help you? Okay, now look here. Is when I type hi, that's gonna come up because the bot just recognized the word hi. If I type hello, it's gonna come up. And if this was you, your name would come in. All right, so I'm gonna say, can I call you? And then it's gonna say, open an app to call that number from. So I'm on my laptop. It's not gonna work, but on my phone, it can immediately call the office. All right, pretty cool. So there's a quick example there. Let me go back into keywords. So we can create a whole set of keywords. Anything that you want to do. Can we create a keyword hashtag salvation? Create keyword. So now someone types and they do that hashtag. We're gonna put them in a specific sequence or message. All right, sequences. Okay, what's the difference between a flow and a sequence? We're going to talk about flows in a bit, just a little bit. But a sequence basically consists of multiple flows. That little message that I just created, that was a flow. So let me go to sequences. I want someone. This is going to be called the salvation. So as soon as they type in the word salvation, they're going to get a certain message, and that message is going to tell them, so now we're in the flow. That message is going to tell them, edit message. We are so glad you made a decision to join our family of faith today. Whatever you want to say, I'm just kind of keeping it generic. And then another message. Over the next few days, we are going to send you some short, encouraging messages. You can, and then I'll just add another one here quickly. If you want to unsubscribe, just type stop and we'll unsubscribe it. Well, actually, that will unsubscribe from the whole bot. We don't want that. We want to say, just scroll up here and click the button below. And so what we're going to do, we're going to do a button. So what I like about buttons is you can always come back up and scroll back up and find a button. Quick replies, once it's selected, the other choices disappear. Unsubscribe me. Okay, and that is going to start a action, and that action will be unsubscribe from sequence, and the sequence will be the salvation sequence, and done. Okay, so can you see how that works? I can also then immediately put in here some other actions. So I can say, go to flow builder. So they subscribe to the salvation sequence. That's what happens here. But I'm going to break this up into two. So what I'm going to do is just quickly duplicate this, because I want to actually make this the starting step. And I'm going to tell them about the sequence. And because they clicked on this, I'm going to go here quickly and delete this. And I'm going to give them an option. I'm going to say, great, let's do it. All right, great, let's do it is going to go into an action group, and we're going to tag them subscribe to salvation sequence. And create that quickly. Now it's created. They never see this, but you and I see this, and then they go into the rest. Okay, so you get an idea of a flow, and a series of flows make up, publish this, so we save it, makes up a sequence. So when do I want to send it? I can send it immediately, or I can send it between certain hours, after a few minutes, after a few hours, after a few days. All right, and then we have rules. And rules are kind of almost like sequences as well, but this is more trigger based. So if someone is triggered, so if someone applies the tag, and let's look for the tag, submitted prayer request. What I want then to happen is this action. I want to mark the conversation as open. This is just an example. Or I can say no, and then I want to also subscribe. I want to do, there's an external request that you can do, which I'm not going to do right now, but you get the idea. Something happens based on a specific thing, regardless of the flow that they're in. So those are rules. Again, Manychat has fantastic training on the deeper details of this. We've covered flow basically by creating some of those messages. And this is just where you see all the flows that you've done, and you can create folders and kind of keep them a little bit more tidied. Settings, this is where we're going to start. So, hey, welcome to my bot. This is where you can find more information about bots for your organization. Take a look around and chat when you feel like it. And I'll put a little smiley face in there. Alright, so there we go. Little interaction, little light. See how it looks? Let's see what it looks like. Well, let me save it first. And now let's see what it looks like. This is what people are going to see when they discover my bot. And then they'll click on get started, and it will take them into Messenger. Okay? Alright, I can clone a bot. If I build a complete bot, I can clone it. Don't worry about this. I just keep it like that. I can create templates and share it with other people with a link. This is where if I share a template with you, you'll receive it and it'll be put inside of your flows in a template called imports. I mean, in a folder called imports. And then there are already some templates here that you can get. They're pretty amazing. So just to show you what a template looks like, they tell you about it, what you're going to need, the keywords you're going to have to create, how many flows are in this. So subscribe to bot, default reply, products for main, order, products all, products for women, first follow-up, contact us, about our store, welcome message. Everything that I basically ran through really fast earlier, that will become part of your template. All right. And then lastly, the profile. Excuse me, I'm going to go back to settings because we didn't cover everything here. This will be all the live conversations. I would always say that it should be open explicitly. Only start a conversation when someone asks for it, okay? Growth tools, you can see all your growth tools you might have created, and websites that link to it. It's very important that you put your, let's say we have Crosschurch, crosschurch.com is going to work and do a handshake with Manychat as a bot. All right, notifications, how often do you want subscriber reports, etc., etc. All the custom fields that you're creating. Users, so you can add, this is pretty amazing, the different roles. Do you want just someone to chat? Do you want someone to be able to edit, but not do anything else in the admin? Admins will have full rights to everything, or someone that just view what's happening inside. And then if you take payments, this is where you can do a Stripe account right now. Integrations will be HubSpot and this other few coming on. And billing, what you pay. And then lastly, how to create tokens. And again, I'm not going to go into this. When you build a bot, we're going to discover a lot more. This video is already running pretty long. And then most powerful, all the video tutorials for anything that you like. Huh? What did you talk about? Well, right here you can do a lot of those things. Get part of join the community, the Manychat community. They're pretty awesome as well. A lot of great people there. So that is a quick, super fast overview of Manychat's interface. Why do I like it? One reason. How you can create the flows in the flow builder. This is probably the most powerful thing because you can visualize the journey that someone is going to take as they interact with your bot. And to me, this visualization makes it super easy to create something on the flow, no pun intended. So there you go. I hope this video works and gives you like a little bit of hope that it's not as hard as you thought it was. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to contact me at any point in time.